Hello, Steeler Nation. It's been a damn year. Holy poop. I'm Stryker for Strikers Inside Slant. I know it's been a while since you've heard my crazy thoughts and opinions on the Steelers. I'm sorry I've been traveling all week this week, but I had to get on before our first game of the season, obviously because it's the biggest time of the year. Lots of big changes with the Steelers, but the first thing I want to talk about before we get into it is, guys, make sure if you're going to be at the Atlanta area for the game, the terrible tailgate has taken over Atlanta. We're going to be there at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning at the Marshalling Yard Lot, Magnum Street Northwest in Atlanta, Georgia. Yancey Thigpen and Greg Avoid Lloyd will be there tomorrow. Ticket price, I think, is $75 donation, all you can eat, open buffet, live bar as well, all you can drink, live DJ tomorrow, 8 a.m. in the Marshalling Yard Lot, Magnum Street Northwest in Atlanta from 8 a.m. to 11:45. Go on down there, say hi to Yancey, say hi to Lloyd, have a blast, and get tuned up for the first game of the season. Holy crap, guys. This is your show. If you guys are new to this or new to me, go ahead and make sure you mark down in your, especially if you're on YouTube. That's the way I'm getting most of my comments. Shoot me comments, shoot me questions. It's an open discussion. This is what we do, but I do have some topics I want to get to first. First one being, obviously, the calf of Russell Wilson. It's a big deal now. It was the reason why Russell Wilson couldn't practice fully with us originally. Oh, there you go. There we go. Now I'm more centered up. Couldn't practice with us fully coming into the season this year. Ended up working through it, getting back in, was played in some games, had a good preseason game, last preseason game. I was looking forward to him playing this week. Now banged up again, stating that he just felt something weird. Not sure if it's something really that's going to be keep him out of the game. They did check the knee, the calf muscle. They had good news back from there. A chance he's still going to start, a chance he's still going to play. But guys, what a difference a year makes. Really, what a difference a year makes. We have two franchise quarterbacks on this damn roster. Russell Wilson can't go. Franchise quarterback. Seattle been to 2 Super Bowls. Don't matter. We got Justin Fields, franchise quarterback from the Chicago Bears. Both of them had more talent than Kenny Pickett. I'll tell you that. Both of them could put up more touchdowns. Both of them could get more than 1 touchdown a game. That's the big thing. And that's what I'm looking forward to out of those guys. I'm looking forward to this new offense. Our offensive coordinator going up against his old team. I mean, he's trying to downplay it, say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. We're just going into Atlanta. We're going to see how it goes. I don't get up for stuff like that anymore. That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Sorry. I'm a competitor. You're a competitor. If you guys played sports like these coaches, like these former athletes, they want to compete and they want to show the people that showed them the door that they were wrong. And you can bet Steelers offense, at least the playbook, I'm hoping to be wider than any offense I've seen since Mike Mularkey. And still Haley too. Like Todd Haley was a hell of a coordinator as well. I can't be upset with him. And Arians I don't hate as well. But the last couple years of this high school non-NFL coaching offenses that we've had to endure with the Fichtners and the Canadas, it's been excruciating as a Steeler fan. I tried to talk him up. I was cautiously optimistic about Canada and his ability to put together scheming in college football, his ability to utilize motion and to get players in to take advantage of situations as he did in college. He didn't do a damn thing in the pros. What the hell? How do you have these excellent athletes like Pat Freiermuth, who just got a new contract, not get the damn football in football games? We may talk about Pat Freiermuth's contract a bit. $12 million a year, 4-year, 48 and change contract, just a hair over $12 million a year. I know his current cap hit, I just looked up. It's right around $2 million, I believe, for this year. Where's the Freiermuths? Where's the Freiermuth? Oh, there he is. Yep, just a shade under $2 million for this season. Before the new contract, I'm expecting that number to be in the $4 to $5 million range, because I'm expecting this to be a $12 to $16 million guaranteed first year in the contract. That will spread it out over the years, minimum contract, minimum salary this year. So I'm thinking it's going to be right in the $4 to $6 million range. So obviously the cap's going up a little bit. It dropped with Cam Heyward, because Cam Hayward's down to, his cap hits at 12 mil. I think it was upwards of like 18 to 20 before he signed this new contract. Now, guys, don't get me wrong, and I'd like to hear your opinions on this too. If you do, make sure you smash that like button wherever you are. Make sure if you want to talk, go ahead on, especially on YouTube. I know I can pull you in on YouTube. The Facebook isn't working right now, and I know I can't see your responses on Twitter, unfortunately. But if you're on YouTube /Steeler Nation, be sure to let me know what your thoughts are on these contracts, because I'm going to give you my personal thoughts, and it's going to be a bit different than what you've been hearing from the happy-go-lucky Steelers media. I've got my own opinions. You know that. That's why you watch my show. Cheers to you. I'm having a hard Mountain Dew. Which one am I having tonight? This is Baja Blast Mango. Cool. I picked the winner tonight. Baja Blast Hard Mountain Dew. I was just working in Virginia. Just drove back to Maryland from Virginia. Worked at a Walmart. Got a Baja Blast. I'm not sponsored. I just work for PepsiCo, and I wanted to try the new Baja Blast flavors. It was tasty last night. I'll try it again. So cheers to you, Steeler Nation, and I hope you're imbibing a good beverage as well tonight. As you know, watching my show, that's part of what I do as well. I love a good beer. I love a good whiskey. I love a good drink. So Cam Heyward's contract. My opinion on the Cam Heyward contract. 35-year-old man who missed half a season last year. There was no way in hell I give him a 3-year contract. Zero. None. Zilch. No way. I'm sorry. When you look at the numbers, you look at the age, he missed half a year last year. I don't expect him to be as good as he was last year. I expect him to be a high-energy guy, as he always is. I expect him to make plays like he always does. I expect him to knock down balls and be disruptive, but I don't expect him to play a full season. He's on the wrong side of 35. Hell, he's on the wrong side of 30. And we talk about contracts for people over 32. We're talking about a 3-year contract for a 35-year-old man. 35, 36, 37. So that was my initial reaction to the Cam Heyward contract. Then I looked inside it. Stryker, what is that contract? How did it work out? What are the years? What is the breakdown of this contract? I will tell you, my black and gold Hornets. It is a 3-year contract. I believe it's 48 mil, 40. Why is this not the right one here? 12 in contract, carrier earnings. This is the one from last year. He just signed it. I know I got to look it up now. They put it in the wrong spot. Damn it. And I don't think it's even written out correctly. It is written out correctly. Okay. It is written out correctly. The breakdown, if I'm looking at it here quickly, $12 million the first year with a signing bonus, $9 million, $2 million in the restructure, $1.3 million in the base. So he's pulling in, that would be quick math, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mil, I believe, is guaranteed. 1 year, 16 mil, it's saying, with no dead cap. It's stating currently that's not right. There is a dead cap. The dead cap is the signing bonus. Signing bonus, which I see now in the future, is about 10 mil, just a shade under. It's like 9.8 mil would be the dead cap. Now, here's the structure moving forward. The Steelers actually put together this contract the exact perfect way for a man of this age, a man of a certain age in the NFL. Good old Cam. He is only given a $1.3 million base salary this year, next year, and the following year. That's it. 1.3 mil. With a roster bonus next year of $13.5 million. Following year, a shade under $13 million. So these are roster bonuses, not guaranteed money. His roster for next year, his base salary for next year may be guaranteed. I'm not sure the way the structure worked out, but it's only 1.3 mil. So you're talking about if we had to cut Cam because he physically can't play anymore, we're talking about 11 mil maximum on this new contract to cut him. And that is not a huge deal, especially when you can split it up over 2 years, 5.5 mil over 2 years. That is a manageable contract for a man 35 to 37 under this structure of the contract. So, whereas I initially said there's no way I would sign him to a contract, looking at the structure of this contract, I can't see a better way you could have structured this contract heavy on roster bonuses as opposed to salary, so you don't have to worry about guaranteed monies. And if we had to cut him because of health, because of decline in play, there is an out for the Steelers. It's not going to kill us, and it is a good contract. Guys, time to come on over to you. And of course, I've got to start with Miles. Jordan, I'm going to get to you really quickly. Miles Stryker! Great to see you, Miles. Where have you been? Oh, all over God's green earth. I've been doing a lot of work. I've been trying to sell my company, but I've been working a little bit too much to try to keep this company off the ground, and I'm not happy about it. But also spent 2 weeks in Slippery Rock during training camp. I was over at Pennsic. I always do that. That's a blast. Fighting like a medieval war and dressing up in a kilt for 2 weeks. It's a blast. Stay up partying all night, sleeping all day. That's what I do. That's what Stryker does. Thoughts on move suspension? I'll get that to a section. Jordan, I want to get to you too because you're the one who brought it up initially. Jordan Regal, thank you for being on the show. Guys, you got questions, comments? This is the time to do it. Jordan, Pat is now the 9th highest paid tight end. This guy could be a bargain at that tag with a good quarterback play. That is perfect. That is one of the points I wanted to make tonight, Jordan. We signed Freiermuth essentially under his contract. He earned a contract from the first 2 years of his contract from being a Steeler. I'm looking up his stats right now because I want to see exactly the year by years so I can have the correct information in front of me. First 2 years, 60 receptions, shade under 500 yards, 497, 7 touchdowns. That's productivity in a rookie season, played in 16 games, started 9. Following year, played in 16 games, started 8. 63 yards, 732 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good season, didn't get the touchdowns. Nobody got touchdowns that year. I think that was the year that Deontay Johnson didn't get a single touchdown. But still good numbers for 732 yards, 763 receptions. He put up, his average went up from year one at 8.3 yards per catch to 11.6 yards per catch. And last year he was still at 9.6 yards per catch. Those productivity dropped. 32 receptions, 308 yards. We had dog shit at quarterback. 2 more touchdowns as well. Guys, Jordan's on to something. This is the time where we are now going to see what Pat Freiermuth is going to do with quarterback, with a real quarterback, with Fields, because this is the way, or with Russell Wilson, this is the way this offense is built. We do not have a number 1 quarterback. Stryker, we've got Pickens. We do not have a wide receiver. We got Pickens. We do not have a number 1 wide receiver. This is the first year, me as a fan, we have ever gone into where we do not have an X receiver that is the guy to get the targets right off the bat. And the only Z's we have ever had that were number 1s, and I will still argue, a couple of them maybe not even being number ones. Louis Lips was definitely a number one receiver as a Z. Santonio Holmes was our Z receiver when Ward was the X receiver. They complemented each other perfectly, and we got a Super Bowl out of it. Got to 2. Pickens, he's in year 3 now. We've had wide receivers that are good their first 2 years and fall off the cliff year 3. Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool. I mean, you want to talk about people that are shot out of a cannon doing awesome? Don't get me wrong. I personally think Pickens has better hands and a higher ceiling than either of those 2 players. But am I sold on him to carry the offense like the way that Chase can carry the offense over in Cincinnati? No, I'm not. I have not seen the character of that man to be a team leader. I have not seen the character of that man to carry a game on his shoulders when they need him to. I've not seen the character of that man to be able to get off of double and triple teams like Chase can do. Like some of our older receivers could have done. Ward could get off of those. Holmes could get open. Antonio freaking Brown. And now he has to do it without an X receiver. An X receiver is what makes the Steelers offense go. And now we're going into the season without a dedicated X receiver. I mean, Van Jefferson is the X right now. Who's behind him? Scotty Miller or Calvin Austin? Calvin Austin playing X receiver last year was the worst offense I've ever seen us play. We usually get 10 targets, 8 to 10 targets to the X receiver every game. We had a game he didn't get a target. He was out there the whole game. It's like watching James Washington do nothing on the field but block. It was tough to watch. It was really tough to watch Austin try to be an X receiver last year. Can Jefferson do it? I liked what I saw in the preseason for Jefferson's route running. I know he's got the ability to be an X receiver. He's just a step below any X receiver we've had for years. He's way behind Deontay Johnson, way behind Ward, way behind Yancey Thigpen, another old X that I freaking loved. Brown as well. Brown was all world. That guy was uncoverable. Uncoverable. Jefferson's a question mark. Sure, the offense coordinator and the wide receivers coach, yeah, we love our receivers. Tomlin, we're happy with our receivers. Happy with our receivers because that's who we have. That's who we've got. Are they going to do anything? I don't know. They're question marks. Absolute question marks. Do I want them to do something? Yes, because wide receiver is my favorite position. Scotty Miller made this damn team. I mean, Wilson's hurt. He's not playing this weekend, which sucks because I expected Wilson to be our X receiver. He's got the makings to be an actually good X receiver in our system. Van Jefferson is a smart veteran. I think he's going to make heady plays, but is he going to get open like a Deontay Johnson, like an Antonio Brown? Hell no. Hell no. Which means Pickens has to pick up his game, or going back to Jordan, Freiermuth's going to get the ball. Look for the tight ends to be more active in this offense than we've seen since Heath Miller years. I expect Washington to work in. I expect Freiermuth to work in. I expect Connor frickin' Heyward to work in. We're going to see the tight end get the ball. We're going to see Najee and Warren get the ball from the quarterback in the air. That's how this offense is going to work. But we really have to scheme our tight ends so we can get people from teeing off on us like they did all last year, just protecting the short. Because we can no longer be a short yardage team. We are done with that. Didn't work for Fichtner. Didn't work for Canada. We got to work the middle of the field. Got to work the edges. Got to work the deep. Pickens, You got to stretch that field for us. Austin, you got to stretch it for us from the slot. That's what we need. Absolutely, that's what we need. I don't know why we didn't re-sign Juju. I would have taken Juju back in a freaking heartbeat for this team. Absolutely would have. Going back to your questions, my friends. Luke, why can't he play center? Why can't he play center? I don't know who you're talking about. You're talking about Freiermuth? I don't know if it's a joke. Just going with what is in line. Come back to me. Let me know what you think. We'll get into it. Miles, never doubt Omar's ability to get deals done and negotiate contracts. You're damn right not, Miles. We had 2 contracts we needed to get done before the season. Well, for me, it was just Freiermuth. I understand the Cam Heyward. A lot of heads were saying, yeah, let's get Cam Heyward back. Let's get Cam Heyward back. Let's sign him to an extension. I'm like, he's 35. That's like having me come back in. I mean, sure, I look great and I'm fit as hell for hitting 50 this year, but damn. I can't catch as many balls as I used to in the past. I was a heck of a receiver back in the day. And yes, I could play center. I was a center eligible receiver and led the league in receptions and touchdowns. Because they put linebackers on me. Miles, what was your thought of our preseason games? Are you excited for Russ at quarterback? I am. The reason why I'm excited for Russ and Fields at quarterback is it's because they're not the quarterbacks that we've had. Though I loved Mason Rudolph. A lot of you guys want to crap on Mason Rudolph. A lot of you guys want to diminish Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph got us to the freaking playoffs last year. Did we get the playoffs last year? Yeah, got us to a winning record, at least. Did I repress that we got to the playoffs? I can't even remember if we had a playoff game last year. I want to think that we had a playoff game last year. Holy crap. Now I got to look it up. Holy crap. But we were down and out. We were talking about it, guys. Oh, Tomlin. Oh, here comes your losing record, Tomlin. Here it comes. No, we didn't make the playoffs. But we strung together 4 wins. 4 straight wins. And 6 of our last 7 with Mason. When we got Mason in there, we clicked. Because Mason was the best deep ball quarterback we had. And I was saying it for 3 straight years when Ben needed his elbow surgery. Mason Rudolph was the best deep ball quarterback on our roster. And you saw it every time he got in games. He was putting up numbers in the preseason. Holy crap, we're going to score 40 points a game. Didn't happen because we didn't have Mason Rudolph in there. As soon as we got him in there, we got some games with 24 points, 28 points, 16 and 13. But we scored some points. The 37-30 game. Who was a quarterback of that one? Matt. Pickett. Pickett threw for 265. That was a good one to Pickett. So, but that's why I loved Mason Rudolph. He just came in and won games. He was a good quarterback. I would have loved to have had him on this roster. I understand that as soon as we signed Russell Wilson, yeah, writing's on the wall. Probably not going to play this year. And then Kenny Pickett's like, oh, I don't want to compete. All right, you're out. And then we figured out a way to get Fields on the roster. That was insane. That was absolutely insane the way we wheeled and dealed to get that situation. So we have 2. We went from 0 franchise quarterbacks to 2 franchise quarterbacks on our roster. You know, sure, they're new into the system. They've got to learn how our offense is. But the great thing is we are a solid franchise with the longest tenured head coach in the NFL, who is a head coach that everybody wants to play for. Especially if you're a black player. Black players love Tomlin. They want to run through walls for Tomlin. Even white player. Come on, like Freiermuth loves him too. Wilson loves him. I mean, Watt loves him. The guy just is a coach that brings out the best in his players. As much as people want to kill Tomlin for what he is, what he isn't is a loser. And we are fortunate to have him. Miles, also, this defense is going to be nasty. Our front 4, or our front 7, way upgrade. Holy crap, what an upgrade. Getting Queen. Queen's our best since Bush's rookie season in second season before he got hurt. That's the best we've had at linebacker. Plus having the new guy, the rookie coming in, which I think looks freaking awesome. Peyton Wilson. I can't wait to see him play. Landon Roberts was lights out last year when he was healthy. We got Tyler Matakevich back. Dirty Red. Love him. Mark Robinson's still on the roster. But I'm really excited for Watt and Highsmith. And I don't know how long you can keep Nick Herbig off of the freaking field. That guy just makes plays when he's in there. And look at the front seven guys. I mean, obviously we know we have Heyward. I'm still waiting for Okunjobi to turn it on and to be a force. And with everybody else around him, he should be. It shouldn't have to be all on him. But Keanu Benton, the other Badger, man. What a guy he's starting to really bust up the middle of the field. He's looking like a Hargrave in there, disruptive, getting in the backfield, making plays, getting sacks. I'm really excited about our front seven. I really am. We still don't have we still have not fixed our nickel slot. Maybe Trice is going to work in there. I'm excited for Corey Trice to start playing on this team as well. Of course, I'm excited for Fitzpatrick to be able to play his natural position. KZ, you guys know I love KZ. And I think a fully healthy KZ and Fitzpatrick, two playmakers in the safety position. I love it. Both of them can bang. Both of them can defend the ball in the air. And that was the only problem I had with Edmonds. He could bang, kind of. He'd at least come up and hit. Not as hard as the other guys, but he couldn't play the ball in the air. He'd bring you down to the ground after you caught it. Didn't make plays for balls in the air. Just couldn't. That's the thing that disrupted me about him. That's why I was hard on him, especially for being a first rounder. KZ makes plays. He's going to knock your socks off. We're going to get some penalties sometimes, but he's going to separate the ball from the receiver. He's going to create fumbles. He's going to create interceptions. The guy has a nose for the football. Love KZ. Absolutely love KZ. And of course, Joey Porter Jr. is the highest competitor we have on the team on defense. That guy's going to be a team leader here soon, just like his dad was. And the team would run through walls for Joey. Joey Porter was one of the few players we had that could run his mouth and back it the F up. He did. He did it the entire time. We were a wild card team in 2005, picking fights every week for bulletin board material, and we backed it up every week because he was a bad man. I love me some Joey Porter. So can't wait for Joey Porter Jr. to start filling his dad's roles in there. I'm looking for that nasty defense as well. Miles, quarterback play is also a big factor. Also, who our offensive coordinator was, I think Pickens will be great this year. I'm hoping because he has to be. He has to be. And if he gets hurt, we have nothing at receiver. Everybody else, like this roster is not built for Pickens to go down. If he does, I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I got to look. Actually, let's look at the practice squad here quickly because I did not get a good look of the practice squad. Okay. Practice squad. Wide receivers on the practice squad. Brandon Johnson, 6'2", 195. He looks like he'd be a backup for Z. Ben Skowronek, that's a guy, I don't know, 6'3", also 224, big boy out of Notre Dame in his fourth season. And of course, Quez Watkins, who I do know of, 6 foot, 193, more of an X guy. So it looks like we got 2 Z's and an X. I'm sure some of those guys can fill in its slot as well. But we don't really have anyone on the roster that can immediately pop in if Pickens goes down. Right now, Roman Wilson is for some reason listed as the starter, is second behind. I think they have it backwards. I think he should be on behind Van Jefferson, and Scotty Miller should be on the other side. But that's just what I see right now. You guys can have different opinions too. I'm always looking forward to hearing those. Brian frickin' Brown, how you doing, my friend? Stryker took time off to get a new do. Yep. Why didn't we just keep Mason? Now, well, Mason was a free agent. We made him an offer he thought he had a better chance of starting in Tennessee and competing for a starting slot than he would in Pittsburgh behind Russell Wilson, and I don't blame him for that. New offensive coordinator in Tennessee, a rookie. They brought in a rookie quarterback, so he's got a chance to get in some play. A little bit better than he would have had in Pittsburgh, especially after we picked up. We would have had Kenny Pickett on the roster at the time with Rudolph when we picked up Russell Wilson. He chose to try to start somewhere else where he can actually play, and the guy can play. He's a good backup in this league. Now Wilson is brittle and Speedy Butterfingers is backup. Geez, yeah, I know. That's what I'm worried about. Like, Wilson's got all the talent in the world. I'm excited for his metrics. I've watched his film. He is a baller. He has that toughness and that edge to him, kind of like a Hines Ward. I'm worried about his toughness to stay on the field, though. His ability to stay healthy. I know there's another word for it, but that's worried about his injury situation, to tell you the truth too, Brian. Brian, Justin Fields overthrows everything is the trouble. I hope the run game goes well and the defense is elite. Then the Steelers can still win 10-7 games. True. That's all we need to do. The defense, I'm not afraid of the defense this year at all. Shit. I mean, look at the Buffalo Bills preseason game. We held them to 9 points. If we made that 50-yard field goal, we won that game 12-9. Because we would have been kicking field goals in all the other situations and would have won the game. Because we had ball last. Unfortunately, Boz missed one. I hope he's better now moving forward because we need Boz to be Boz. Because Boz was the second best kicker in the league for the last 5 years. And we need him to still be that way. Our only problem is the best kicker in the league is on our division. Justin Tucker, you cannot deny how amazing of a kicker Justin Tucker is. I'm excited to see how he, because I missed the game yesterday, but I'm excited to see how he treats kickoffs and to see what he does for that. Miles, well, we versed the Bills in the wild card. Okay, so we did play Bills in the wild. That's right. We got our butts kicked. So we did make the playoffs, all thanks to Mason Rudolph. That's right. Because everything had to fall our way, and it actually did. You're right. Thank you, Miles. I appreciate that. Everyone was hyping up the Ravens, but they honestly didn't look that good. Henry looks washed. Nothing could make me happier than that. Because I, for one, am one of those people that is not excited to see a matchup with a mobile Lamar Jackson and a healthy Derrick Henry. Because that offense is made to kill. Especially with Andrews in there healthy. Those three alone can kill teams. If they're schemed correctly and utilized correctly. I saw that Henry didn't even have 100 yards. I think he was around 50 yards rushing. I don't know what the heck they were doing. I know Lamar Jackson was around 100 yards rushing, so he's going to get his rushes. He's a great mobile quarterback. That's something that we need to work in with Fields as well. Fields is the quarterback, so we'll have to see how that goes. But we're built to play the Ravens. The Ravens are built to play us. They're playing Kansas City pretty damn well. They kept it themselves in the game. They had a chance to tie it up there in the end. I don't know what the damn controversy is. The controversy is people don't understand rules and see that there's a toe out of bounds. It's clear. I've been watching this game for years. If there's no white between the foot and the out of bounds, he's out of bounds. He's not right on the line. If there's no white between it, you're out of bounds because you're touching black. That's the way the rule works. If you watched instant replay, that's the way the damn rule works. So, sorry, Ravens fans, you're bad call, ref, call. It's all about the refs. Bad call. I live in Baltimore. I hear that crap every damn week. Learn the damn rules. Keep your feet in bounds. Brian Brown, Trubisky is an interception waiting to happen. That's why I loved that preseason game with Trubisky throwing the interception to Cam. Oh, that was so freaking fun. That was the best play of the game because we couldn't score a touchdown. But still fun to watch. Brian, Kenny Pickett to me is a lot like Tim Tebow. He's not really that good, but has fourth quarter moxie gift. And Brian, you watch my shows. I was calling Kenny Pickett, Tim Tebow. Do just enough to win the game in the fourth quarter. Though the difference between Tim Tebow and Kenny Pickett, Tim Tebow had multiple games where he could throw more than one touchdown, especially in the playoff game against us. Not so much with Kenny frickin' Pickett. Jordan! Coming from a fan who lives in Oklahoma and watched him live in college, Mason had legit arm talent. Mason made James Washington look like an NFL receiver. That's how good Mason Rudolph was. Because that guy had slow get up. When he got up to speed, he could go blow by you, but it didn't work in the NFL. But man, he had a deep ball that wouldn't quit, Jordan. And it jumped off the damn page when you watch his Oklahoma highlights. You're damn right. And that was one of the things I was excited about for getting Mason Rudolph. I know freaking Ben Roethlisberger was upset about it, but he's a reason why we have losing records in the years that Ben wasn't on the team or got hurt. It was his winning record those seasons that got us a winning record, got us close to being able, got us to make sure that we were not knocked out for the playoffs in the last week of the season, which is something that Tomlin has always done every year he's been in Pittsburgh. Steelers have never been mathematically eliminated the last week of the season until the last week of the season. That's it. Meaningful games, week 17, week 18, whatever the frick it is now. How many games are we playing? Who knows? We're going to Europe. Who knows? But that's my point. I agree with you 100%. Love me some Mason Rudolph as well. Miles, we would have never had these offensive moves with Colbert. I agree 100%. Omar Khan is a different general manager than Colbert. Colbert was great for his time, did an excellent job, started missing on drafts late. That lineman draft was a goose egg, other than still having Moore as left tackle from the 4th round. That's a heck of a pick. I like having Freiermuth, but I hate seeing Creed as a center kill it for KC. Fuck, freaking hate it. Absolutely hate that. Would love to have him on our team. Miles, Peyton Wilson is going to be nuts. I 100% agree. Miles, Beanie Bishop, our undrafted rookie, has been playing those slot nickel reps. He earned himself first team reps. I'm hoping so, because that's what happened the year that Mike Hilton came into the league. He actually started off that preseason with the New England Patriots. He got cut. Steelers picked him up. He quietly became a week 1 starter and stayed there his entire career in Pittsburgh. He's the only guy that the only free agent we've ever let go that I was upset about it going into free agency. He's the only one I'm like, if you can get a playmaker at $5 million a year, you do it. And that's what he was. And he still is. Making interceptions against us, forcing fumbles against us, making plays in the backfield against us now when we play Cincinnati. I loved Mike Hilton. Team leader, too. Guy had a lot of fight in him. So, yep, Beanie Bishop's going to be the starter out of the box. How's he going to be? I'm hoping he makes the plays that he did in preseason, like Miles hopes as well. Brian Brown, maybe Justin Fields will figure it out. Took Mason a while. Too bad the Steelers didn't see it that way. Well, it's tough to retain a guy that's a free agent. When he's under contract, it's easier to extend. Steelers chose not to extend the year before. You know, it sucks. It sucks. I love me some Mason. Brian, the Steelers defense is exciting, always number 1 potential. And it's always it's fueled by our pass rushing. Look at TJ Watt this season, led the league in sacks again last season. Watch him this season. Watch the chip on his shoulder this season. When they gifted the Defensive Player of the Year award to a player that's not even the best player in his division. You can't tell me that doesn't light a freaking fire under TJ Watt. A guy that doesn't need motivation. He's going to be like Jordan. He's like, I took that personally. We're going to see what he does this season. This might be a record year for sacks for TJ. I would not be surprised if he stays healthy, if it's a record year for sacks for TJ Watt, because the guy is unblockable. And I also heard the Atlanta coach stated TJ Watt is not going to hurt us in this game. I can't wait for a scheme where they are utilizing 2 or 3 people to stop TJ Watt against this defense. because you're going to have Heyward killing people. You're going to have Highsmith and Herbig killing people. You're going to have Queen coming up the middle killing people. And even if we get Peyton Wilson on the field, he can shoot up the gap like a freaking firecracker. You're going to have Benton hurting people coming through. Like, if you have those guys one-on-one, look out. Pick your poison when you play the Steelers, guys, because you're still only going to have 3 seconds. I'm expecting the Steelers to be 3 seconds every play. And if they do that, they're going to be a top defense. Absolutely a top 5 defense in this league this year. Miles, can we also acknowledge the absolute divine privilege of having a good punter on our team? Australian Bill Burr, dude can't punt. Yeah, right. You know me, I always love Aussie kickers. That's my thing. Cam Johnson, guys, look out, Steeler fans. This is a guy that can kick the cover off a ball. We're so used to seeing our punters kick the ground first, shank it off the side of their leg, dislocate their plant knee while kicking, hurting themselves while trying to make a tackle. That's been our punters our entire lives. We really haven't had a great punter. I mean, Sepulveda, before he kicked himself out of his ACL on his plant leg, put up some decent kicks before his rookie year. But we've never had a consistent punter. A punter that can go out there and consistently boom kicks. Get the hang time. Get the rolls. Keep it outside of the I did love Wing, and I always love the Aussie guys. The guys that keep it right inside the 20. No touchbacks. Backwards rolls. Freaking love those guys. Absolutely love those guys. But Cam is a boot. He's a strong leg, and we're happy to have him. Holy man! Guess you posted so late, I would miss this. Ha! I saw it and made it here better late than never. Well, you showed up halfway through the show, so I'm happy for that, Cooley. Welcome to the show, my friend. Hope Houston's treating you well. Brian, 28 fumbles in one season. Is that true? If Fields does that as a Steeler, there won't be enough wood in Pennsylvania for the pitchforks and torches. Yeah. He's got to be a better ball handler than he's ever been. He keeps that loaf of bread out there. And as a mobile quarterback, he can't put that ball on the ground. Miles, it's okay, Stryker. The Bengals and Ravens can never stay healthy by the end of the season. And that's when we play all our divisional games. Easy dubs. I'm with that. Jordan, with Fields running, we could do similar things Baltimore does with Lamar and set up easy throws downfield. Absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. I know you hate Mason. Oh, I know you hate Mason. You also hate the college overtime rules, so you have problems. Brian, get that talent in bounds. Harbaugh was going to wang it up anyhow with the 2-point try. Yeah, that would have been something else. I mean, honestly, with that offense, 2 yards to win the game on the road against a Super Bowl winning team, to win the game in a game where you do not want to go to overtime, to give them a chance to drive for a touchdown. That would have been their best chance of winning that game. I completely agree, Brian. Would have been a higher percentage chance than them trying to kick and go to overtime. Paul! Is Fields starting? Well, the short answer to that is we don't know. Right now, Russell Wilson is currently questionable. The positives are, I don't think he's in a lot of pain. I just think it feels weird on him, and all of the tests have come back as a positive light. So it's nothing serious, I guess. I don't know if it's a situation where the Steelers maybe, if you can play with this pain or this discomfort, go ahead and play. Or they may try to cortisone it up a little bit. We'll have to see on game day. But Russell Wilson stated in his press conference today that he would like to make the pregame warm-ups on Sunday to decide whether or not he's going to start that game. Fields is ready to go either way. We already have packages for Fields. Fields knows he's going to play in every game no matter what. And I know the Steelers have been playing that fairly close to the vest, other than Tomlin just coming out saying that Fields is going to play some packages. But it's something for the other teams to worry about, but it's also something that the Steelers get to scheme. And also keep in mind that Fields did practice fully these past 2 days. So he got the 1 reps because Russell Wilson was extremely limited both days. So he's at least looking good going into this week. So if Fields would start this week, I'm not feeling bad about it, or I wouldn't feel that it's something he can't handle yet, because he has gotten the first team reps in 2 out of the 3 practices, most recently being the last 2, gearing up for week 1. So, that's as good as an option as you can have for a guy that may be starting on Sunday if he has to, if Russell Wilson can't play. Jordan, Kenny Pickett, it's looking that way. Not official word yet. Russ can play, if Russ can play. Yeah. Okay, you're just telling him. Yeah, yes. Okay, you guys are answering each other's questions too. Jordan, my buddy and I used to have a saying, death taxes Mike Hilton in the opponent's backfield. I love that. That's great. I love me some. I remember I had a nickname for Mike Hilton, and I can't freaking remember it right now. Damn it. I used to say it 4 or 5 years ago. Brian Brown, Joe Burrow's hairdo makes you want to put some wax on his head and polish the toilet. Thank you for the laugh, Brian Brown. Cheers to you, my friend. You win the comment section for the one that made me laugh the hardest so far. Thus far. Bob, formerly Adam Baum. Adam Baum, how you doing? Great to see you back, Bob. How goes it, Stryker? Here we go, Steelers. Oh, I love me some Adam Baum. Glad to have you in your new avatar as well, Bob. And that's Bob Loblau. Bob Loblau. That's tough to say. I wasn't a professional talker. A cunning linguist. Cooley. Would have been awesome for them to go for 2 and get stuffed. Yes. Yeah, I mean, think about it like, crap. I'm trying to remember a game where the Steelers were in a situation where they went for 2 and didn't get it to win the game. I know they went for it with 2 with Mike Vick on the road against the Chargers, and Le'Veon Bell got into the end zone. Barely got in the end zone after being hit in the backfield. I can remember going for 2 a lot from Tomlin. I just can't remember it coming down to the last play of the game. But on the road, when the other team has been moving the football, you do it. It gives you your best chance of winning the game as opposed to trying to prolong the game and win it later when you're on the road. I'd always go for 2 in that situation. Brian, everybody on planet Earth knows Derrick Henry would have got the ball, right? Could the Chiefs stop it? Maybe. I don't think so. I don't think their defense is really made to stop the run like that, though they did hold them to 50 yards rushing. Robert C., hopefully Muth has a big year in this offense. That's what we're saying. You missed the top of the show, but that's one of the things that we were talking about, especially the way this offense is set up here, Robert. It's like it's made for the tight ends to be productive in this offense. I'm thinking a lot of Washington, a lot of Connor Heyward, a lot of Freiermuth. We're going to see Freiermuth standing up on the line of scrimmage more than he has his entire career probably this year. And that's going to create passing lanes and routes that he normally hasn't been running that I think he will excel at, because those are the routes that he used to run at Penn State, especially in the red zone. So I'm looking forward to him running those routes again, being sure-handed, getting us some big chain-moving extensions for drives, getting us some touchdowns when we get down there close to punch it in. This is Muth's year because we don't have the wide receivers to be the guys to take those balls. This is Muth's year. If he wants to be like Anderson with the Ravens, this is his year to do it because he's going to get those opportunities. And I couldn't be happier. Like, he's one of my big guys really to look out for this year. That's the last thing I wanted to talk about, guys. Who are the players to look out for on this team, Stryker? The ones at least that excite me the most. I talked about Cam Johnson, the punter. I know it doesn't... right? Special teams, but I'm excited to have an actual punter on this team. A guy that can actually get leg and get the Aussie rule. I'm looking forward to that. Cordell Patterson, our kick returner. I am excited to see what he's going to do with these kick return rules, which are going to give us some chances to get him in space, because this guy can make the plays with the ball in space. I think he's going to run one back this year, maybe two. I would love to frickin' see it. I expect Najee Harris to have a killer year this year. Why? Because it's a contract year and we didn't give him a contract. He's a guy I would have fifth-year contract Najee Harris. I thought that was a no-brainer. That's something I scratched my head at with the Steelers. Honestly, with the new offense, with the way everything was set, why not just give him the $5 million and the fifth-year option for next year, unless they're just worried about the health of Najee Harris? Is he going to be able to keep extending, get another 1,000 yards rushing? If he does, I hope they make a play on him before free agency, because I love me some Najee Harris, and I expect him to have a big year this year, especially it being a contract year, especially with it being a year where the Steelers have to make plays with the tight ends and running backs in this new system, because the wide receivers just aren't there to do it. And we've got great quarterbacks. We got two franchise quarterbacks there able to make plays. I'm not happy with any of the wide receivers, unfortunately. We've got to see what Frazier can do now at center. Now he's thrust into the starting role since Nate got hurt, unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to see what Frazier can do. He's my guy on the line to really look out for. And it looks like Spencer Anderson's also going to start this week, since Samalu is out, which sucks. Might be going on IR. On defense, looking forward to watching Patrick Queen. Looking forward to watching Nick Herbig. Obviously, we've seen what he can do, but I don't think you can keep this guy off the field long. Like, we've got to get in a situation where we've got to think about moving Highsmith so Herbig can play. He makes too many plays to not be on the field, and we cannot avoid making the mistake of having him go to another team and being an all-world player for another team, because he will. He absolutely will. I like that we retained Moore. Oh, Moon's on IR? Crap. I like Moon. Well, he's on IR. Damn it. Well, can't talk about Moon anymore. Corey Trice, I talked about him a little bit. Love me some Corey Trice. I want to see what he can do in some slot packages and some nickel and dime packages. Also, KZ, I talked about him earlier. I love KZ. You guys are going to know KZ. It's stating that Deshaun Elliott's going to be the starter. I don't know how you can't start KZ. I really don't. That's odd to me. But we'll see how this works out. Deshaun Elliott, kudos to you right now for being at the top of the the depth chart right now. But he's been in the league for a long time. So has KZ. I just think KZ makes more plays on the ball than Deshaun Elliott. But we'll have to see how that's going to shake out now. Coming back to you guys, finishing off your questions because we're getting up to the hour. Jordan, big thing nobody is talking about is Warren being active. That 1-2 punch with Najee is vicious. Absolutely great point, and thank you for reminding us how good Warren is, because I was stating about Warren's ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, but forgot to mention how that 1-2 punch can create and just gas defenses as games go on, and that's what Tennessee did when they became the number 1 seed in the AFC with Ryan frickin' Tannehill at their quarterback under this offensive coordinator. That's what I'm looking for. I want this offense to be our offense with a better quarterback. Shankopotamus still in the NFL? Oh, no. Yeah, he was on a roster. I do not think that that the third is still in the league or on a current roster right now. Brian Brown, I wouldn't say that. When Harvin was good, he was really good. Or Shank, no middle ground. Exactly. He either had it or he didn't. The problem was he was worse than he was good. Fu and a fourth to the Texans for Dell. Oh, gosh, dude. Yeah, that's what hurts right now, because Dell was what, a fourth rounder or later. If the Steelers had Dell, they'd have an X. They'd have a killer X. absolute killer X receiver. That's, but there's no way they're going to separate Dell from their quarterback because that's the offense. Two young guys doing it together, doing it all, doing it right. And they are fun to watch. Not going to lie. Third rounder. Okay. Well, damn. Yeah. We weren't going to spend a third rounder on Dell. He's undersized. Damn, that boy can play. I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. Some other Roberts can't, but I can. Guys, that's all the time we have on Strikers Inside Slant. Thanks for joining me for a great hour, which I was like, crap, I haven't done this in so long. Nobody's going to be on here. Nobody's going to be saying anything. We put together a full show. We had a great time. Guys, if you're in the Atlanta area, the Terrible Tailgate is taking over. Downtown Atlanta, marshaling yard lot, Magnum Street Northwest in Atlanta, Georgia, tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 11:45. Bring $75. Bring your empty stomach. Be prepared for all you can eat, all you can drink. And Yancey Thigpen and avoid Lloyd. Greg Lloyd is going to be there signing autographs. Two awesome players. Awesome Steeler players. Two of my favorites that I enjoyed watching. Down there at the Steeler Nation Terrible Tailgate in Atlanta this week. I hope you get there. I hope you have a great time. I hope you get some great conversation and some great autographs from Yancey and Greg, Lloyd, and Thigpen, guys. I'm disappointed that I'm not going to be there. Absolutely disappointed I'm not going to be there. And how are we feeling about the game this week? If Russell Wilson's starting, I'm thinking it's more of an easier win. I know he's better at controlling the football, not turning the ball over than Fields. That's the only thing I'm worried about with Fields. Fields is an X factor. He can make big plays, but he can put that ball on the ground. He's a question mark. He's a boomer bust guy. And that's what he's been in Chicago. If the Steelers can figure out a way to manage him, put him in situations to get the ball out of his hands, then he'll excel. He absolutely will, because he's an athletic kid. He makes good plays when he's playing in the sandbox like he likes to. Going to you guys last. It's your show. You guys get to finish it off. Brian Brown. Can't Patterson play wide receiver? Use all those tight ends. They can all catch. Patterson's more of a running back than a wide receiver, maybe slot. Just looking at his stature and the way he plays, I don't think of him as an X receiver at all. There's no way I don't think he'd play X, but probably could do slot in a pinch. Roberts suck. You said it. Next time, give me more warning. I'll do my best. Dude, you got to PM me your frickin' your cell. I'll get on you on that way. I told Slash about it. You let me know. Brian, Stryker and Steelers family. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Viola didn't come downstairs. She's doing a sleepover with the girls. They were screaming upstairs. Fortunately, we made it through the show without getting raided by 4 11-year-olds tonight. Middle schoolers, newly middle schoolers. Oh, she's growing up. But that's all the time we have on Strikers Inside Slant, guys. Follow me on the social medias where I post nothing at SN Stryker, but I do on my X. I let you guys know at least an hour ahead of time when I'm going to go live, and I know that's how some of you guys jump on from that. Hopefully, you get Facebook up and running here soon, so we can push to there for the next game, and maybe for I might be doing something after the game. We'll have to see how I'm feeling, because I'll probably be home watching that game because I'm not going to be on the road. It's not a home game. So, guys, enjoy the game. And as always, I will be rooting along with you. As always, go